Kxan investigates. Stories that spark debate. Nearly 50 bills filed by Texas lawmakers after our reporting.
We appreciate your investigative reporting and bringing this to the forefront.
Demanding accountability.
Some hospitals are protected while others remain vulnerable.
And getting laws changed. That's not just coverage.
It now goes to the full Senate for a vote.
Those are results. Kxan investigates.
It's one of the most polarizing issues facing our state and country today. And with a renewed presidential push to detain and deport undocumented immigrants.
Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history.
Texas leaders are also looking for more enforcement opportunities, they say, to combat crime.
To support that mission, I've ordered Texas state agencies to assist the Trump administration to arrest, jail, and deport illegal immigrants.
No, we need to see a warrant.
Sweeping moves critics say hurt some communities.
This distrust can lead to decreased crime reporting, reduced witness cooperation,
and affect our economy, healthcare, and schools.
We understand that we need to reform our immigration system.
Through multiple reports on air and online, we take a closer look at Texas immigration impact in a new Trump era. A former Border Patrol agent himself, Sheriff Cleveland has helped recover bodies in the desert and rescued others lost and barely alive.
¿Cómo? Mi estómago. ¿Qué? ¿No traes tantita agua que me regales? ¿Cómo? Agua. Sí, yo tengo agua.
We saw 6 backpackers carrying the big backpacks. They're drug runners.
No, they're not.
But even with longtime locals, he says there's often still a misconception about who's crossing here.
We haven't had a drug seizure in 5 years.
Well, what the hell are they? Why?
Clothes, food.
What has drug seizure been like here?
I can look anybody in the eye and tell them that it's not crossing here.
So who are most of the people who are crossing in your county?
Out here, we typically catch accompanied juveniles. That means they're with their father, their brother, an uncle, something like that. But again, the vast majority are people no different than us that are coming north to work. But I've also apprehended those that do have criminal records. They're those that committed crimes in the United States. And of course, that's what this administration said they were going to target.
One tool Terrell County has to detect that, an agreement with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. It's called a 287G, a program allowing local and state agencies to enforce federal immigration law. Here specifically in the county jail.
It allows a deputy to get training, and then we'll have a computer system that they can enroll people that we catch to see if they've been previously apprehended and to find out where they're from. And if they're not from the United States, then we can hold that person for ICE.
There are 3 types of 287G agreements that local law enforcement agencies can sign with ICE. The first is the jail enforcement model, which is what exists here in Terrell County. And then you have the warrant service officer program and the task force model. We break down the differences, plus explain why several Texas agencies are signing on after President Trump took office again, and why some are bowing out after signing their initial agreements. Coming up.
The storm's impact is widespread from Bertram in Burnett County to nearby Cedar Park in Williamson County. And then there was flooding in downtown Austin on North Lamar and 10th Street. Austin fire crews have been busy responding to water rescues. In one of those calls, AFD is reporting that a person was swept away.
And another rescue came after the awning of a gas station collapsed in Northwest Austin that we showed you a moment ago. Nabil Ramonda has spent the evening at many of these different scenes. He joins us live with a look at the aftermath, Nabil.
Yeah, that's right. We're at Wood Hollow Drive in Spicewood Springs now. I'll get to that damaged roof very soon, but take a look at this. You can see the road over with water everywhere, and this vehicle actually just tried to drive through, got caught. We did reach out to 911 to see if we can get somebody here to get them out. But you can take a look and see a lot of cars are in the road right now. Man, we've got firefighters on the way to come get you.
I can come in and get you.
It's too deep. It's too deep. We've got firefighters on the way to help this woman here. The water is pretty deep and it is still kind of moving here. So we are going to wait for them to get here to help her out. Again, talking about that damage, though, just a little while away, just down the road, that damage from the gas station where the roof was ripped off. We actually talked to some people at that gas station as well.
I got a white Acura that drove through the entrance to the civilian side of the emergency room.
They may not look like much, but they can save lives, with hundreds of crashes at hospitals nationwide over the last decade, including one right here in Austin.
And the second I saw the car, it was just like a big bam.
I was thinking, okay, so this is what dying feels like.
What safety measures are in place to protect patients? KXAN investigates preventing disaster. Tonight on KXAN News at 10.
I also want to give a special thank you to KXAN's Matt Grant. His diligent investigative coverage brought this issue to light.
A local leader's promise kept after a deadly crash, and a KXAN investigation sparked major safety changes earlier this year. And today, the Austin City Council gave final approval to a new law requiring security barriers at all new hospital entrances and other critical sites.
Election Day 2024.
From Hayes County to Williamson County,
KXAN News was there.
From Dallas
to Houston,
we covered all the races, from local.
I know that you spoke to Mayor Kirk Watson.
To national.
Donald Trump is the next president of the United States.
That mattered most to our Central Texas communities. At KXAN, in-depth means being there with you when it matters. KXAN, your local election headquarters.
Dad used to shop there. You wanted a cab, all you had to do was walk right here. That was Miss Thomas's house. Looks like it's closed up though. I was in the way. I wasn't going anywhere.
We are in the way of people making money.
There is a major issue that is before us.
The decisions are never easy.
There's history here. We've seen them do this again and again.
There's an urgency.
And then the bulldozers came.
And a real preciousness to protect what remains.
Glad they kept the structure of the building. To see that just dismantled by someone we had never seen before.
I ask that you take action to protect what remains of East Austin.
When weather gets real, Central Texas already turns to KXAN's first warning weather.
Yeah, we've got severe weather covered.
But you gotta know what to wear tomorrow.
Sun,
wind,
rain, clouds, and everything in between.
First warning weather is
T-shirt, jacket, or sweater forecasting.
So your family's prepared for whatever's outside.
When weather is news
or just impacting your weekend.
Plan with KXAN's first warning weather.
Between a warming climate, the return of La Nina, and a worsening drought, this winter could have a lot in store for Central Texas.
First, let's start with what's new this winter. Winter weather alerts will be familiar to anyone who's lived in Texas the last few years, but this year, there will be some changes.
The National Weather Service, the agency in charge of issuing the alerts, have made some simplifications when it comes to the terminology. So before, we would hear things like hard freeze watch and a freeze watch. Well, now that gets simplified to just a freeze watch. A hard freeze warning and a freeze warning when freezing temperatures are imminent now just becomes simply a freeze warning. What about those extended periods? Cold. Well, let me show you. The extreme cold watch and the wind chill watch simply becomes extreme cold watch. Extreme cold warning, wind chill warning, a couple of those we saw back in 2021, simply becomes extreme cold warning. We're getting rid of that wind chill. The reason behind the cold and just telling you and warning you it's going to get cold. The wind chill advisory simply just becomes the cold weather advisory. Now that's the new terminology, but Nick, this year we're going to hear a lot about a familiar foe.
La Nina is coming back again. This will be our fourth of the last 5 winters in La Nina. But what is it? Well, La Nina is characterized by cooler than normal waters in the eastern equatorial Pacific Ocean. These water temperature changes force the jet stream, which serves as the storm track, farther north, generally keeping Central Texas warmer and drier than normal for winter as a whole. Summer's all about heat and water here in Central Texas.
KXAN's First Warning weather team goes in depth on the different factors leading up to summer.
And how our outlook for the summer could impact your enjoyment of our hottest season.
Join us Thursday at 6.
When it comes to a Central Texas summer, there are 2 things that are really most important to people. How hot's it gonna be, and what's our water situation gonna be like? So that's why we thought we'd take the whole First Warning weather team out on Lake Travis to talk about what we're thinking about leading into this summer. And so much of what to expect in the summer can depend on what happens in the spring.
We know that obviously from January to the end of April, it was a drier than normal season, and most, if not all of the hotter than normal summers correlate with that precipitation anomaly.
One of the things that was kind of astonishing was that when we looked up these numbers, 100% of the Central Texas area was essentially in some type of drought condition compared to previous years where it wasn't this bad.
Nothing spells that more than the last 9 months. We have had below normal precipitation going back to August of 2024 all the way through April of 2025.
Yeah, so much of what we see in the summer relies on us having a wet spring for us to have somewhat temperate temperatures or less hot temperatures in the summer, right?
Yeah, and there's a reason for that when you think about just the science of it, right? If you get springtime rainfall, that rain, that water is now in the soil. We get into the summertime months, it takes some of that heat energy to evaporate that water before it goes directly to warming the air. So the less of that water to evaporate, the more of that heat energy goes into heating the air. So without springtime rainfall, you're looking at no delay in that summertime heat. And unfortunately, we're getting a taste of that.
For 60 years, we've been here for you, serving this community when it matters most. We've been your voice, your helping hand, your neighbor.
When you see all of this, you realize how strong this community really is.
Central Texas's most watched news station,
6 decades strong.
KXAN is teaming up with Family Elder Care for the Summer Fan Drive, and our own Avery Travis is right outside of the station headquarters here on MLK, where she's receiving donations. Avery, the last I heard, we were doing pretty well, although we will take as many as we can get, and we do have some goals that we need to meet today.
Yes, and we've got some pretty big goals. Now, here's the deal, Mike, you got to be out here all morning before it really amped up the heat. And then I see you got to sneak back into the air conditioning, but we are still out here. We are collecting these donations. We've got all of these fans behind us, but I've got the team from Family Elder Care here because they're going to tell us why these fans are important and who they are here to help. So we've got the whole team here. We're getting more and more volunteers as the day goes on. Who wants to go first? Tell us why this organization is so important, and particularly this drive today.
Well, we've been doing it for 34 years, and we all know how hot it is, and this is so critical to bring cooling air to the seniors that we serve in a ton of different ways. This is a critical piece of that, and people with disabilities. So yeah, just getting donations, getting fans, we take it all and we put it to good uses as we have been doing for so long.
Austin's Heart and Stroke Walk is this coming Sunday, and for Dr. Matthew Ashley, the chairman of this year's walk, this is personal. His uncle was left on a ventilator at the age of 21 in 1972. Steve Ashley was unable to move his body after suffering from a condition similar to a stroke. His uncle's health journey, is one of the reasons Dr. Ashley entered this specific field of medicine.
I've had family members who've had death caused by stroke. My uncle unfortunately had a basilar artery aneurysm, and that ruptured, and he suffered significant disability as a consequence of that. And then I have multiple family members, who have higher cholesterol or high blood pressure. So it's in my own life.
And Sunday's walk raises money for the American Heart Association for Central Texas, so the money stays in our community.
We are continuing to take a look at our animal shelters as we aim to clear the shelters and find every single pet that needs one a new home. And we have a special guest today. Joining us today is Luis Sanchez with Austin Pets Alive, and he brought along June. Hi, June.
This is the best part of our morning, I must say.
She's fantastic.
June is very sweet, and she needs a home.
Yes.
Hi, June.
Hi, June.
Yeah, so June is, she's a 3-year-old pup. She came to us from Austin Animal Center. We're temporarily boarding her at Austin Pets Alive and trying to find her a home as soon as possible. And she, as you can tell, is like the sweetest dog ever.
I mean, she's very well behaved. So let's talk about the pet population in our area. There are so many animals that need homes. I mean, what can we be doing, through the community, through the efforts? How can people at home help clear the shelters?
Yeah, of course. So I think, if you are a pet owner, it's great to spay and neuter your pet. That's kind of one of the really important things to kind of help control the population of animals, especially stray animals and things like that. But if you're looking to help the shelters, definitely adopting or fostering is really helpful. If you can't adopt or foster, volunteering is also a really, really great way to get the dogs out of the shelter, get them on a little walk. Winds are picking up across Central Texas just in time for the ABC Kite Festival.
Join KXAN and the First Warning Weather Team for a day of fun at Zilker Park.
Enjoy kite flying, local food, live music, and more.
There's something for the whole family.
So bring a kite or pick one up for free at the KXAN booth.
Then show us what you got in the Community Flight Contest.
Don't miss the ABC Kite Fest, Saturday, April 5th.
Flying high in spite of cloudy skies and a bit of rain today marked the 97th annual ABC Kite Fest. Despite cold temperatures and overcast skies, people from all over still flocked to Zilker Park today to let their kites fly high. Some of KXAN's own were out at the festival, including Tommy House, who's now back in-house, Rich Siegel, and Jim Spencer as well. Some people stopped by to watch the kites, while others were there to fly them, some large and some small. It's an Austin event that draws in those who are living here in Austin, those who have been here a long time, and those who just moved to Austin.
I don't really explore much of Austin, so any chance I get to come out and go to events and stuff like that, I will take.
Perfect event to explore the city with today. The ABC Kite Fest has been running since the 1920s. And again, you were out there today, a little bit windy, perfect for flying a kite, but I don't know, I like a sunny day versus the overcast.
At least we had the gusty winds, right? I've heard in years past that it was sunny and warm, but then the air was very calm. There wasn't a lot of breeze. So.
But at least the rain didn't come, didn't have to cancel.
The KXAN Friendsgiving Challenge is back, and this year, we're raising the stakes.
Our KXAN News friends are joining the battle.
2 teams, morning versus evening. A friendly competition to see who can raise the most money for the Central Texas Food Bank.
So scan the QR code, pick your favorite team, and help us feed our neighbors.
No matter how it all turns out, when we're helping others, we all win.
But the morning team, we got this.
We'll see about that.
The Friendsgiving Challenge is now over between KXAN Team Evening and KXAN Team Morning. Because of the generosity of so many of you out there, we have reached the $150,000 goal and exceeded it. Joining us now to announce who the winner is Sari Vatsky, who is the president and CEO of the Central Texas Food Bank, which will benefit from all this money raised. Sari, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
So before we announce the winner, talk about just how much money this will do to help you all.
Well, it's an incredible generosity that will help so many families. Right now, there's over 530,000 people in need of assistance, and we're serving about 93,000 individuals every week, spending more than $1.2 million a month on purchasing food. So this support and this donation will go a long way.
In a city that never stands still,
KXAN News brings clarity to a place that isn't just weird.
It's vibrant,
evolving, and unmistakably home.
And mornings here can really move.
Except sometimes the traffic.
Yeah, Austin's a city in motion.
And it needs a morning newscast that covers it all at the speed of now. Mornings on KXAN News Today.
Austin, we move to a different beat.
We're home to artists, innovators, foodies, and dreamers. The live music capital of the world. Weird is always in, just the way we like it.
You are the pulse of this community. Every voice, every story.
Always in depth with context, connection, and a little bit of heart.
Daniel Menine, Jennifer Sanders, and the First Warning Weather Team. Weeknights on KXAN News. What does it take to earn trust? To be the one Central Texas turns to build integrity. How about investigations that bring real change? More in-depth means more informed. In a state where everything's bigger, KXAN has the biggest investigative team around.
I also want to give a special thank you to KXAN.
Because that is what it takes. KXAN investigates. You already watch KXAN News here.
Easy peasy, cool and breezy, snapping pics, let's go.
Now, take us with you wherever you go, whenever you want. Your favorite newscasts are now podcasts.
Hey, play KXAN News.
Never miss a newscast. KXAN News. Get it wherever you get your pods. Change takes time. KXAN Investigates took the time
to listen,
to question. Would that be in line with policy or would that be a problem?
To prompt action.
And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Resulting in safety barriers at New Austin hospitals.
And a bill that could require them across the state.
And cleaner neighborhoods for Austin residents. They've assured us that it's no longer happening.
Finding the gaps
that need to be filled.
Thank you, KXAN.
KXAN Investigates.
Austin, we move to a different beat.
At KXAN, that means in-depth coverage with the unique angles, amplified voices that need to be heard.
This is my time.
Making the connections others miss.
And putting it all in context.
KXAN is in-depth coverage.
Every voice, every story.
Keeping you in step with the pulse of our community.
Daniel Menine, Jennifer Sanders, and the First Warning Weather Team. Weeknights on KXAN News.
When it's time for laundry, Buff City Soap has you covered. Their plant-based liquid laundry soap has double the cleaning power, customizable scents, and simple ingredients. It's so good you'll start finding reasons to do laundry. Order online or visit a Buff City Soap near you.
Is your aging smart home cramping your style?
We can help with that.
Monarch Technologies has the expertise to update and simplify your Austin smart home so you can control everything from one device. Monarch Technologies. Smarter homes, simple lifestyle.
When we were young, many of us had the opportunity to learn from our mistakes. Today, kids are dying from theirs.
Fentanyl is in everything. 99% of pills seized by DEA in 2023 contained it. Fentanyl poisonings are not overdoses. No one is safe.
Never say not my child.
Visit achangeforcam.org and learn how you can talk to your kids about the dangers of fentanyl. Save a life today.
Parents of a child who died from fentanyl poisoning.
I've dealt with a lot of injuries throughout my career, and unfortunately I had a pretty bad elbow, required some surgery, and was the reason why I had to call it quits.
At Advanced Pain Care, we help all types of people, whether they're dealing with a sports injury or chronic pain during everyday activities.
As I transitioned from playing to now spending a lot more time at home with my family and getting into other things, you can't let those injuries get you down, and Advanced Pain Care has been very helpful for me.
Our team of specialists provides personalized care from pain management to surgical options. We're here to help you get your life back, no matter where the pain comes from.
Whatever it may be, go talk to the folks at Advanced Pain Care. They'll be very helpful along the way, and hopefully you'll figure out ways to manage your pain and ultimately make it go away.
Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Let us help you see what you've been missing out on. Same-day appointments available.
Advanced Pain Care. The pain stops here.
Don't miss my one-on-one interview with the big guy. Nope, not him. Him. Ready to roll?
Ready.
Let's do it. I go one-on-one with Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian.
His vision for a program back in the hunt for a national title and building on a legacy. One-on-one with Coach Sark.
I'm going to be talking to this guy.
Saturday after the Cowboys game, only on CW Austin. Brought to you by Advanced Pain Care. The pain stops here.
Hook 'em horns.
You think about sports is so great and so gut-wrenching, and I think of the joy of getting that first Big 12 title in over a decade, getting to the first 4-team playoff, and then a play away from maybe playing for the national championship. How to kind of reconcile the success with the disappointment?
I think it goes, it's twofold. We went on a mission last year to go win the Big 12, and it was kind of like enough is enough, and that was our focal point. And we said all along, if the playoff becomes a byproduct of that success, then we'll be ready to go compete for that. And I was really proud of our team because, when you stub your toe in early October and you basically have to play perfect the rest of the way to make it to the championship game and then to win it in the fashion that we did, that was a huge celebration for us, and our guys needed to celebrate it. And I thought we did a great job of recalibrating and getting ourselves ready for the playoff. You have so much time to get ready for that. And we did not play our best football that night. You always want to be at your best when your best is needed. We weren't at our best that night. And even with that, the fact that we had an opportunity at the end of the game to go compete for a national championship was a great honor.
In Indianapolis.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Texas getting Xavier, as you said, played them in that great Elite Eight run that they had a couple years ago. So Texas happy they're in, and they've, as all teams are going to say, extremely confident in their ability to, as they hope, make a run. So this is kind of the breakdown for Texas. It starts with Xavier, but I think they have a chance to possibly make that an interesting game against Illinois if they're able to get that far.
My guess is a lot of people will pick Troy out of the Sun Belt Conference over a Kentucky, also a team that relies so heavily on the three. Down at the bottom, Rick Barnes' club, they got beat by Florida today, but beat Auburn yesterday, beat Texas in a tough game, and will this be the second time he gets to a Final Four? Of course, it was 22 years ago when he led the Longhorns to New Orleans.
Well, let's talk about our Final Fours.
Yep, let's do it. We got our Final Fours, and we're going to start with me. This is not really adventurous. I do have Wisconsin out of the East. You've got two teams that are a little bit banged up in Duke and Alabama, the top two teams there. So that's my biggest reach.
The city that never stands still. KXAN News brings depth to a place that isn't just weird.
It's wonderful, challenging,
and changing.
And evenings here can really move.
Central Texas sports come at you full speed.
Austin's a city in motion.
And it needs an evening newscast.
And a forecast.
That covers it all at the speed of now. Evenings on KXAN News at 5, 6, and 10.